Okay, so let's dig into this analysis a listener sent over. We're doing a deep dive today on this idea that names can like carry prophetic weight.
Right, that they're not just labels, but maybe clues to someone's destiny or purpose.
Exactly. And the source material really leans into this, looking back at biblical examples.
Yeah, I mean, think about Adam, meaning earth or ground, setting up his connection to creation. Or Jesus, Yeshua, literally Yahweh saves. It's right there in the name.
Okay, so that's the foundation. But this analysis we received, it takes that idea and applies it very intensely to Donald John Trump.
It does. The claim is that if you unpack the etymology of each name, you get a specific, frankly, pretty startling message.
Let's break it down then, starting with Donald.
Okay, Donald. The analysis traces it back to Proto-Celtic. The roots are dubno and valos.
And what do those mean?
Well, dubno meant world, and valos meant to rule or mighty. So put them together.
World mighty, or...
Or quite literally, ruler of the world.
Wow. Okay. That's
Yeah.
a big title.
It is, and the source material immediately jumps to biblical prophecy, specifically Revelation 13.7, but the figure who gains authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation.
So it's connecting that name directly to, well, the Antichrist's prophesied dominion.
That's the argument being made, yes, that it's too specific to ignore.
All right. If Donald means world ruler, how does the middle name, John, fit into this? It sounds positive.
It does on the surface. John comes from the Hebrew Yohanan,
Which means?
Jehovah has favored, or Yah is gracious. But here's where the interpretation in the source gets interesting. It's seen ironically.
How so? Not a blessing.
Not a personal blessing, no. More like divine permission, an approval, if you will, for this figure to rise and fulfill a certain role.
A darker role, according to this analysis.
Exactly. The source points to examples like Pharaoh in Romans 9:17, where God says he raised up Pharaoh specifically to demonstrate his power through judgment.
So John here implies God's okay, his permission, but maybe as a tool for judgment.
That's the interpretation presented. Approved, but for a specific, potentially harsh divine purpose.
Okay, that sets up the first two names. World ruler approved by God. Now, the last name, Trump. This seems to be where it gets really complex.
It does. The analysis pulls out three distinct meanings layered within Trump. The first one is overpower.
Okay.
It links to the word triumph. And by the 1500s, Trump was used for a playing card that ranks above, that beats all others.
Ah, like a trump card, overpowering everything else.
Precisely. Symbolically conquering rivals, exalting oneself. The source connects this to 2 Thessalonians 2.4 about the one who opposes and exalts himself over everything.
Got it. Overpower. What's the second meaning?
The second is deceive. This one has a fascinating etymology.
Okay.
It comes from the Old French word tromper, which directly means to deceive.
Huh.
And etymologists think tromper itself might relate to a trumpet. The idea is that street charlatans, quacks, would blow a trumpet to gather a crowd.
And then swindle them.
Exactly. Using fanfare for deception. It's possibly the origin of the phrase trumped up, meaning fabricated, faked.
Right, like trumped up charges. So deception is baked into the word's history.
According to this linguistic trail, yes. And the source connects this to the lawless one in 2 Thessalonians again, the one who comes with signs and wonders that serve the lie.
Okay, overpower, deceive, and the third meaning.
The third meaning is tied to the most basic definition of Trump. Simply a trumpet. This meaning dates back to around 1300.
And biblically, trumpets mean judgment, end times.
Yes. Think of the 7 trumpets in the book of Revelation. Each one signals a major cataclysm, judgment, upheaval. It's sound of warning and destruction.
Wow. Okay, so let's try and put all three names together based on this analysis.
If you synthesize these meanings, the source claims the full name, Donald John Trump, translates prophetically to world ruler approved by God to overpower, deceive, and destroy.
That's quite a statement. A
Yeah.
very specific and heavy interpretation.
Extremely specific. And the core argument from the source material is that this alignment isn't just random etymological trivia. It's presented as a kind of prophetic riddle.
A warning, essentially.
A warning, yes, an alert, aimed at you, the listener, urging discernment about leaders, especially charismatic ones who might use division and deception. It's framed as reading the signs of the times.
And the source anticipates skepticism. Right.
Yeah.
that people will just say, this is coincidence.
Absolutely. It acknowledges that many will dismiss it as finding patterns where none exist, but it contrasts that with a view of faith-seeing design, a warning embedded in history before, as it says, the final trumpet sounds.
So it leaves us, and you listening, with a pretty big question to think about.
Right. How much of what unfolds in history, even down to names, is just chance, just coincidence?
And how much might actually be part of some deeper, more subtle pattern, maybe even a linguistic one, woven into the fabric of things? Food for thought.